This program is brought to you by FanDuel, where we give sports fans the chance to win every day.
Yeah, this is 100% my fault. I'm a big accountability guy, unlike Lito. It is my fault that we are late. So before we start the show, brought to you by Scott Vicknair, one of our favorite local and trusted partners, the Scott Vicknair Injury Law Firm. Make sure you contact them at 504-500-1111 for a free consultation. As always, brought to you by FanDuel. Once again, Zion Williamson to win MVP next season at plus 25,000, not 2,500. Jarrett, Lito, Chris joining the show tonight. How y'all doing?
Awesome. Happy to be here, guys. Ready to pod.
Professional. What's that, Jarrett?
I can't hear y'all. If y'all hear me talking,
we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Okay. Chris, how are you?
Living a dream, man.
Yeah.
Sunday show. What else would you rather be?
So shout out to Pels or Beta.
This how we started?
Wow.
Lito's got to join. Well, Lito responded to this.
I should have just hosted the show. I should have just hosted. This is.
Are you excited to pod tonight?
What was my response, Justin? What was my response?
End the show.
Yeah.
It's my guy. I got to shout my guy.
Yeah,
my guy. Pels or Better, shout out to you.
Yeah.
Packed show tonight. Jared, can you hear us?
Still can't hear
us. Jarrett will fix it. Lot to talk about tonight, Chris. We got Coach Rory joining the show to talk about our latest draft pick. We're going to talk about
the right one.
Fears. Yes, the right. Chris, I didn't think anybody would see that. I can't remember. Just living the dream, bro. We're going to talk Jeremiah Fears. We're going to talk the Herb Jones, Trey Murphy situation, Lito. I thought that was fascinating over the last week. We're talking just some center targets, Lito, as well. Some UDFA signings. I saw that was a request.
I got that mapped out for you. I got you.
Cool. And we're talking about our biggest haters, loving the show. So appreciate y'all as well. Make sure you smash the like button. Chris, let's start off with you first. Let's talk about just overall plan here for the Pelicans moving into the offseason. We thought there was going to be a lot of activity. Well, let me rephrase that. There was a lot of noise about the Pelicans being active in the NBA draft and trading up and so on and so forth. And that was rumors for over 3 to 4 weeks. Nothing happens. They pick at 58. What's next for you? Because I want to talk about the centers, but I still think the point guard situation is one of the main talking points to begin the offseason. Chris, who should your starting point guard be going into 2026?
Well, I mean, I think what would make the most sense, objectively speaking, is Jeremiah Fears. I think he's earned the role. He's put in the work. We'll see how his summer continues to progress, but for a team that left with one draft pick, and even if they're still looking to contend, I know, Justin, you look at it a little bit different. You don't know if a team that wants to win now, like you believe that's a lot of responsibility on Fears, but I don't think it is. Everywhere, throughout his journey, he's been ahead of the curve. He's been ahead of the grade. He's been overly prepared. So, and I don't think this situation will be any different, regardless what other upgrades they make. So it just makes the most sense. And even in people that, like, let's say that they do look to buy now and make some more moves that are aggressive, they're not going to be predicted to win a lot of games still. Like, it's not like they're going to jump from a 30, people expecting them to go from a 30-win team to a team that's going to win 50 games. So they will have to surprise regardless. So all things considered, man, I think no matter what you do, Derek Queen and Jeremiah Fears need to be heavily invested into. And you start that by giving him the keys game one.
Chris, I was actually going to throw back another question to you because it just made me think about Derek Queen. You say Jeremiah Fears should be a starter right into day 1, 2026. Do you believe the same for Derek Queen or no?
Yes and no. I won't even, we can, the work ethic element is subjective, but I've been seeing Derek put in, he's been in the facility. Looks like he's getting ready for summer league. So, he's been working out. And I don't think it's fair to judge everybody on Jeremiah Fears' like scale of work. Like he's wired a little different. So just because you always see him in the gym and you always see him posting something, it doesn't mean that others aren't working, the same way, right? Or they're not working at all. But with Queen, I think the only difference there, Justin, is that like his position is so like it's so cluttered. So many people in that power forward center area. Like even if you don't like the options at center, you still do have Misi. You still, do have Carlo. They're gonna add Justin's guy, Hunter Dickerson. They're gonna add somebody else there. And then at power forward, I mean, bro, you still regardless of all the rumors, Trey Murphy's still there. Herb in some respects is still there. Zion is still there. And then you have Queen. Sadiq Bey is still there. Like the list goes on and on of those options. So I think that makes it a little bit more difficult for him. I could go either way, but I think right now and bringing in Jamal Mosley right now, I think you're better served having him off the bench. But any of that can change. If he earns the right to start, he needs to fucking start.
Okay. Leo, go ahead about Jeremiah Fears and go with Jared. Just starting day one, because I still think that's a major question moving into the offseason or into the 2026 season is because, reports said that I think Jake Fisher reported a couple of days ago that the Pelicans are leaning towards keeping Dejounte Murray. Now, obviously, this could all be bullshit and chatter and whatever it may be, but do you see that being a problem going into 2026 if you have Dejounte Murray and Jeremiah Fears?
No, I don't think it's a problem. I mean, Dejounte's leadership is always welcome, to this for this roster as a team that doesn't have a whole lot of veterans who, besides DeAndre Jordan on this team, if he's still gonna be on this team going forward too. But yeah, man, I welcome Dejounte Murray. But if you're asking me who I want starting, baby, give me the keys to the roller truck.
He's ready.
I need the keys to the roller truck. Yeah, I need you to go ahead and pass the keys to the roller truck to that man who has 0. I just my thing is with him, it's gonna be year 3, right? Year 3 is a year for him. But in order to get a great year 3, we gotta have, we gotta have him being able to play year 2. You gotta take him off the leash. You gotta just let him do his thing. You gotta live with the growing pains. You gotta live with, the decisions that he makes, because how else is he going to get better? How else is he going to develop into the player that you want him to get into if, he don't have these mistakes?
You bring up a good point here, Lito, because Jared, we talked about, and I totally agree with you, Lito, because Jeremiah Fears, Jared, he got thrown into a situation where he had to start at point guard last year, right? And like it was kind of, you could tell like the game was just too fast for him. Then he gets benched or moved to the bench. I won't say bench, gets moved to the bench. Dejounte starts. And then you start seeing a different Jeremiah Fears where the game slows down. He's making the correct reads. He's scoring. He's facilitating. He's being a point guard. What would the difference of him starting in year 2 be the difference in starting in year 1? Because I think now he's got 82 games actually under his belt. You're going to see a completely different player.
Yeah, as you should, though, right? Chris and I even talked about this last season when we thought he should have came off the bench to start the season, right? Like he's such a fast player, so it's easy for him to just play fast when the game is fast. But also that could be to your detriment, right? Like a guard that is skilled like him wants to show everything in his bag when, in essence, like he didn't need to. He needed to see the game first, to experience it. Like maybe you need to slow down. And I thought James Borrego did a good job in that. And I see that people are off the James Borrego train and saying what they want to say about James. But still, in a sense, I thought he managed Jeremiah Fears the best in this aspect. Like he had to play him. He got some good experience. It went well to start, and then things started to fall off. And what you do with a young player, you pull him aside. Finally, Dejounte comes back. You put him on the bench. He gets to see the game, and then he gets even better as the season progresses. Like, that's coaching. That's progression. Now, if you're looking into next season, you need him to start now. Like you got a season of data. He got to see what starting felt like. He got to see what failure looks like. He comes off the bench and now he builds on that. Now you need to continue that progression with him starting, and he's going to fail. He's going to fail again. I anticipate that. Like I even said at the beginning, I anticipated him failing. It was about how quickly he can get over the failure, and he did a really good job. And I anticipate him doing the exact same thing going into year 2, because that's what young guards need. They need that. And I think you're doing him a huge disservice if you don't start him going into next season.
Hey, before I agree wholeheartedly with everything you said. You know, you my dog. We don't gotta say all that. You already know.
Yeah.
My question is this: to Breeze, I guess to y'all, like, will we be like? Is there not a world where you could play both of those guys? Like, why? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I don't see this as like a Dejounte versus Fears kind of thing.
Exactly.
I see this. Yeah, this is, you have a young player that needs to play. Also, you have a veteran that can help him. Like, if Dejounte can't help him from the bench, what is Dejounte here for? It ain't for winning. It's not. Like, there's no way you can look at the season and be like, they're about to win 60 games. You're retarded. Sorry. That's just how I feel. Like, you're just not seeing the game clearly right now. But if Dejounte can help him, progress off the bench, like, that's what you should be here for. You should be helping him.
Go ahead, Chris.
Sorry for using the R word.
So I think one key thing that we can remember here is that, I mean, it's different from it's a difference from the organizational standpoint and how the two were set up. But Dejounte knows what it's like to be in Jeremiah Fears' situation. Like, he came from a spot where he was learning from somebody that had a really good career. Tony Parker's going into the Hall of Fame. And there was a point in time when Dejounte was ready, and that slowly walked Tony Parker away from the organization. But I think Dejounte being in that situation and knowing what he had to learn, and knowing what it meant to wait, and knowing when he was ready, I think it's the perfect perspective for somebody like Jeremiah, because I think they're cut from a similar cloth of being two people that both have like chips on their shoulders, both have aggressive, attacking styles, and both want to play. And Dejounte was like that early on in his career. So regardless which path it goes, I think that perspective of remembering what it took for him to get to where he was at early on as a young guard, the things he had to learn, I think is it's something that, I would hope he's able to come back to now, because he 100% knows that he has somebody in Fears that's either thinks he's ready or is ready. Either way, like, the clock is ticking. But I like the fact that there's a perspective here that I think we need to consider, and maybe it adds to a reason that the Pelicans are interested in keeping Dejounte Murray around, even if it's just for another year.
Hey, hold on one second. What you just said, I agree with. And I don't like, you guys, Dejounte has spoken on this a bunch of times. I don't like how Tony Parker handled that situation. Tony Parker did not handle that situation with the grace that he should have in allowing a young player who was better than him at the time to flourish, right? But here's my question. You saw that? Well, here's my question, Chris. Why can't they play together?
Why can't they play it like starting the backcourt? I mean, they're gonna split time together. The reason that they can't start together is because neither of them are, I would say, even proven. They're not above average shooters right now. And like, you're gonna have to find ways. I mean, we see all of the the different the different videos, of Zion training and Zion putting in work. We got to see it on the floor. We have to see it in Jamal Mosley's system. We have to see it in, with whatever new additions they make. But no matter what, they have to find ways to create spacing. And I wouldn't want a situation that makes that like equation extremely hard, much more difficult than it has to be. You need more specialists out there. I think those two can play together for stretches. They're gonna be, periods where you put them on the floor together. But both guys, they kind of excel best when they have the basketball in their hand. Neither of them really, really being good shooters at this point, or they're more streaky than say, consistent in that realm. I just don't think it makes good sense from what your team currently needs right now, roster wise.
Lito, Jerry, I'll bring up good points. And Chris, you too, because I instantly think about, I had never thought about Dejounte and Jeremiah Fears playing together. I'm not saying Jeremiah Fears is Trae Young. Not saying that. I'm just saying Dejounte Murray has played with Trae Young, and there's obviously the whole, they struggled in Atlanta. But I'm thinking myself, okay, if Dejounte and Fears were to play, who would be the point guard? Would it be Fears or Dejounte? Who would have to play off ball if you had to choose?
I mean, it's basketball, right? Like I don't think this will be stretches where they play in, 8 to 10 minutes at a time. This could be like 4. And at that point, like anybody can bring the ball up and you can run your sets through. It's the extended period of time that's troubling.
And I was thinking about it. So I just went and looked at Dejounte Murray's stats in 2023, 2024 with Trae Young. He shot 35% from deep. I guess playing off ball, right? Or whatever it may be. I'm wondering though, what that looks like, because if you start Fears, Dejounte, Trae, Zion, center.
You don't even have a name. That's crazy.
But you see, like then Herb's off the bench and is like,
what's wrong with that?
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
I don't think you know me. I don't care if you start or don't start. It's all about minutes played and who finishes at the end. I'll pause, but I think. Pause.
But do they complement each other? Somebody like you gotta the Pelicans have been struggling, and part of the issue now is that like even if you believe we have to be sure that these guys can complement each other, or they can build lineups that complement each other, not just super, super talented as individuals. Like, how does that shit work together on the floor? Like the contrast of skills kind of all coming together. Like somebody brought up the Spurs. Well, number one, there's a Wemby element of things that makes all that shit a lot easier.
Right.
Like from how small your backcourt might be to the type of skills you put out there. Like, it's just a little different when you got Wemby there. But you also got to remember that there was some conflict there, specifically between the older veteran and Fox and the young guy, the rookie, and Harper. Not necessarily saying that those two didn't get along, but it's an issue there because Harper passed him up. There was a period where Harper became the better player.
Mm-hmm.
How do you make that work?
Chris, do you believe Jeremiah Fears can be a shooter?
I think he can be but
when
I
you
think
say
he's
respect,
most dangerous with the ball in his hand.
What I'm trying to get though with the Dejounte Fears thing, I'm just talking fancy land here. What's respectful in your opinion? Like, what's a respectful percentage from 3?
I mean, I think somewhere between, for him, probably somewhere between 35 to 37%.
So in Jeremiah Fears in his 19-year-old rookie campaign, his last 25 games, he shot 35% from deep. And I actually expect that number to
March went crazy.
Right.
How
much of that did he have the basketball in his hand though?
He did have. I just think though, with Dejounte and Zion being plus advantage creators, I think Dejounte's an advantage creator. I think Jeremiah Fears can get a lot of open looks.
What? But look, let me ask you this, Chris. Justin 5. Wait.
Soccer people, I know you've had a rough start to the show. What does this mean? He's too young to be a shooter. They don't. You either can shoot the ball or you can't. It don't matter your age. Go ahead. Sorry, Lito.
He don't be listening. He don't be listening to. Never mind. Wouldn't it be advantageous for you to put your best players on the floor together and just try to figure out how to make it work? Like, wouldn't that is that a crazy concept?
Yeah,
Yes,
it's a crazy concept for a team that doesn't have an identity and hasn't established that. Yeah, you could do that with some teams with elite talent, but I don't think you really have elite talent at this point. You just got a bunch of guys. Like you can't continue to have this thing where, oh, I'm gonna just get the best players and put them on the same team and see what works. It does not. Like you have to go and get guys that complemented each other. Like even when you think about Trey Murphy in this stint, like, okay, cool. He can play with any lineup. Great. But you're hurting him. Putting Trey Murphy out there being the only shooter hurts Trey. It does not help him. It hurts Zion. It does not help him. It hurts Jeremiah Fears. It even hurts Dejounte. Like, you're not doing anybody you're not doing anybody a service that helps them by putting players together that don't fit.
One more question regarding this topic, because I'm thinking, Herb Jones is on the bench, Sadiq Bey's on the bench, Derek Queen's on the bench. Mm-hmm. Your bench becomes a lot better. Your bench becomes way better with those three coming off of the bench. Can Fears become a defender, a point of attack defender? Because Dejounte is an above average defender. Fears had questions. Can he improve his defense under Jamal Mosley? But you got to have a rim protector. Jarrett, we don't have that.
No, you don't. You don't. Yeah, I'm sure his on-ball defense could get better. Potentially Trey's on-ball defense could get better. But that won't mean anything if you don't have somebody at the rim that's a deterrent, help side. Like, it doesn't matter.
That's what's been missing, bro. Like, that's what's been missing. I forget who it was. It might have been Hurley, Jared, talking about just defensive concepts. It was one of the elite coaches, whether it was college or NBA. I want to say it was Hurley, though. He's like, you got to have a goalie.
Yeah.
This team hasn't had a goalie. And look, I'm not trying to, like, JV's not a goalie. Like, Misi's not a goalie. Like, who was their AD? Was that the last goalie?
AD.
Yeah.
And you had a point of attack defender in Drew Holiday.
Hey, Justin.
Yeah.
I feel what you're saying about, Fears and his defense. He was a 119 defensive rating last year. I mean, it was not good, right? But at the same time, Dejounte was a 115. So
I'm not big in the defensive ratings. So, like, also, Lito, like, I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke up your ass, but, like, I don't, what are the measurables of that? That's an ism right there.
I also say, I think you saw Jeremiah commit to defense later on throughout the year. And
yeah, he got better. But what are the measurables of a defensive rating? Like, that's what I'm trying to get at. Like, how do you get certain points?
Yeah. I think it. Go ahead, Bob.
No, I was going to say defense is just one of those things that you can just look at and tell who's playing defense and who isn't. I mean,
you thought CJ? I'm sorry to cut you off. You thought CJ McCollum was a good defender?
No,
he was a smart defender.
Yeah, like James Harden was at one point like led the league in steals or something crazy, or was top 5. Is he a good defender? No, but he could just smartly get around things and not be a liability on defense for most nights.
That's all you need.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
My time.
That's all I'm looking for you to do is just not be a liability. Just guard your yard.
And just compete.
And who did he usually have at the rim?
Yeah, a guy, Clint Capella, Zubac,
Jared Allen, even Evan Mobley. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, guys that you ain't just.
Jared, can you kind of explain as a guard how important it is to have somebody at the rim that can allow you to play aggressively, guard someone 30 feet from the rim, turn them a couple different directions, maybe even deny, stuff like that, make them work a little bit harder. Can you kind of elaborate why that's important?
And it's not just the help side defender, right? Like, it's everybody. The ability to play defense aggressively isn't just a 2-player thing on the court. It's a whole team collective, but having somebody that'll save you allows you to play more aggressive, get in the passing lanes, be a little bit more handsy, like turning people get in the first quarter, right? Like say if you can turn somebody 3 or 4 times coming up the court and you do that for the next 3 quarters, by the fourth quarter, they're tired of it. Like it is a wear and tear on your body just to continue to have somebody. I think that's why Jose was really good. His ability to turn you multiple times, pause again, Jesus Christ. And like at the end of the game, he's making a play because he's been doing that all game. It is a gnat in your house that you cannot get rid of. It is this thing that's so aggravating that you become lazy with it. And dribbling the ball up the court, there's an 8-second count. It's a turnover. It's a errant pass. These things add up, and that's why when you talk about those defensive ratings, those are the things that don't add up. That's what you see with your physical eye that numbers can't quantify. That's basketball, in my opinion. That's why we need to get rid of analytics.
Make sure you smash the like button, Storm. There's a difference between being, and I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying there's a difference between blocking shots and affecting a shot, right?
Yeah.
Like a good rim protector doesn't mean that they're blocking every single shot. It means that they are affecting every single shot. And that's why, I'm not saying Misi can't get there, but he's not there right now.
What a like say, you right.
Yeah, 200 people in the room. Make sure you smash the like button. Yes, sir, Jarrett.
No. I was shout out to E.
Oh,
Shout out to E.
Shout out to you, friend of the show. I think he'd be very effective center off the bench. I don't think he's a starting center. Speaking of working out, before Coach Rory joins the show, Chris, a couple workout videos.
Oh, I thought you. That was a crazy segue.
No, I know what buddy was going.
Have a tough day. Just excited to pod, man. Pod. Got Derek Queen?
What you call it? What's that?
I don't know. We got time. And then he eventually goes to the defensive slides. So go ahead.
Nah, I was about to say great song selection. Great song selection.
Yeah. Chris, thoughts? Can he bring it to the game? Can Zion Williamson bring the jumper to the game?
Yeah.
You said I'm not allowed to comment on it, so I'm giving you this great platform to comment on it because
he can. I mean, I've been saying that it's going to happen. My only question has been was it going to happen in a Pelicans uniform?
Oh,
okay.
Lito, you got to read that.
Nah.
As a matter of fact, when the first sentence there, sometimes you shouldn't trust it. It's actually a trap. But anyway.
Get out.
Yeah.
Hey.
Chris, do you believe you bring this? You do believe you bring this jumper in the
yeah. I mean, with Zion, look, bro. He's no D.
Show going.
Yeah, like it's not a matter of him not being able to do it. It's just that he has to reprogram his mind into making these adjustments in ways maybe he's never had to as a professional. Like he's been playing a certain way and a certain style his whole career, and it's gotten him, very far, right? But now it's like now you got to take that to another level, and especially with us knowing that you were capable of shooting the basketball. Now it's like you were. I think he's been able to see now that the health isn't. We're talking less and less about his health. Now we can talk more and more about the game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's how, and in my opinion, that's probably how he views it right now. So I would expect him to put as much time, since he's in that mode right now, I would expect him to put as much time as he's ever put in on the game. Now that he has a system physically. And I think this will be the year. I don't know ultimately what it looks like, but I think he's going to shoot the most amount of jumpers that he's ever shot in his life. I really do.
Like that.
I don't know what that turns into, but I do.
Nah, man, we've been saying this for a minute, man. We've wanted just to see him shoot the ball. It wasn't all about making them. Eventually that was going to happen because the shot looks good. It's about just, shooting it. Justin asked you, like, would he show up with it, right? Yeah, it's cool to pull up, to the park with the basketball. Are you going to shoot it? Are you going to put your shoes on? Are you going to use it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What they, what cats be saying? Oh, you got a gun. If you pull it out, you better shoot it. Not to have like a gun talk, analogy, but yeah, like that's what it is. If you gonna pull up with it, if you showing these videos of you shooting, man, shoot it in the game. We do not care if it fails. Well, at least I don't. I'm not gonna speak for the whole panel.
No, I don't.
Yeah, like pull, and we'll live with the results because 9 times out of 10, Zion doesn't take like bad shots. Like how many bad shots have you seen him take? Truly, like it ain't. Go ahead.
4 shots sometimes because he doesn't trust the 15-footer. He barrels his way in, shoots over 2 or 3 people. That's the only. But he usually fucking makes them too.
But he's
crazy.
He's thought provoking in a sense, like he's thinking about even he said this in an interview once where like why would he shoot when he knows that he can be successful at the rim? The data is saying that he's shooting 60-something% from the field. These historic clips or historic numbers about his field goal percentage. And now it's about he doesn't want the failure to be on his shoulders. Like, nah, welcome that. That's all I'm saying.
I agree with 5 and Chris. I think that if it don't happen this season, it's never gonna happen. In that aspect. Also, like I agree with 5.
Lito, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's unacceptable. It is even if you were one of the bots, one of the haters, which we know we have, just smash the like button.
Man, shout out to Joe Dumars, friend of the show.
Do we need to go to a Terminix commercial real quick before we say, what? Yeah, let's shout out Terminix real quick.
Terminix, the official pest control of the New Orleans Pelicans.
Hey, Justin, you think we can get Terminix to get the bots out of here? Since they're so good with like getting bugs out?
You're a professional, Jay. We might holler at Terminix real quick. Go ahead, Lito. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, we talked about Zion and the shots. Yo, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. For me, I don't really care about, like 5 said, I don't care about the misses because it's about building blocks and confidence in order to feel confident in that shot, right? If anything, bro, go crazy, click out, like
yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And Chris, Chris, it's more of I get a lot of hate from Twitter and comments and Instagram, whatever. Like my problem with Zion Williamson is that he doesn't shoot enough. I want Zion to shoot more because I know for a fact that if Zion shoots more, our chances of winning basketball games goes way up. If he shoots 13 or less, we have no chance of winning. And that's my biggest frustration watching him because I know how good he can be. I know how efficient of a scorer he is. But sometimes I want to see him push the envelope. And I think he kind of gets mentally checked out because he misses a shot and he gets down on himself. I don't know if he's had a coach to be like, man, like hit the next one, hit the next one. I'm sure he has. But like that's my biggest frustration, Chris, is that the Pelicans don't have a shot of winning basketball games or even being in playoff contention if this dude doesn't get up 17 to 20 shots a night. And last year he wasn't even close. And that's my biggest gripe.
This goes back to Lito's point about if it doesn't happen this year, we don't, he feels it won't happen. And I think, we have to look at last year from the perspective of there was a lot of things for Zion that were actually pretty successful, but he probably impacted winning basketball games the least amount that he's been able to, that he's kind of used to.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe even even if you want to say the year before as well, because and I think him playing that style and not seeing it put fear in people and lead the team to wins and be in games like there was the Milwaukee game where Trey had it going and there was a couple points where the ball was gonna go to Zion for him to close. He just wasn't able to do it. He wasn't like that style that got him so far isn't the style that's ultimately by itself going to take him to the next level. And I would hope that slash believe that he got a chance to really, if he sat down and looked at last year, he got a chance to really see that. So I think this is ultimately where the change comes. It's like, and with Justin, it's also a consistency thing as well, and that's why you need him on the floor, man. Because the more time that he is spent rehabbing and he's not able to be on the floor, he's not healthy, he's not able to work on the game. So what is he gonna do? He's gonna go back to what he knows. He's gonna go back to what he feels most comfortable with, and that's driving and getting into the paint. Now that's still gonna be super crucial in a Jamal Mosley offense and in a Zion game. But these tweaks that we want, this is why I think it's so paramount that he's working out so early and he's still consistently been in good shape and away from injuries. The longer you can see that, I think the easier it gets for us to want this version of him that takes these shots that we're talking about consistently and just until it becomes just a natural part of his game. And, we talk about it a little bit less.
I'm glad you brought that up, Chris, because Lito, I think that's a really good point by Chris. Like, I feel like this is the first time he's had an off season where he's been fully healthy and he's taking it seriously, right? And I think the one problem, and bring Coach Rory here on a second, I see him in the background. We'll finish up Lito's thoughts here. I think the one thing that Chris mentions here, Lito, is he doesn't have confidence in that shot because I don't think he really has worked on that shot at a consistent rate, especially in the offseason going into the season. I think you might see now a different Zion Williamson where you're starting to see it's June and he's working on his jumper. He's doing defensive slides. He's in shape. Like, I think Chris is onto something here. I'm interested to hear your thoughts of the consistency of the work, which then, relates to the game.
I mean, the work always going to show. It's going to show, right? Like at crucial points in the game, having a confidence in things you've acquired and picked up throughout the offseason, what you worked on, you feel confident. Matter of fact, you feel maybe an arrogance in wanting to show that. That's how you should feel. And we about to talk to Coach Rory in a second, and you can ask Coach Rory. I think for me though, one of the things that's important is you doing the individual skill work, but also, man, you gotta get into a 5v5. You gotta get into a space where there's actual hooping going on in order to win and how to implement the things that you picked up.
Yeah. Well, so we're gonna bring on Coach Rory Poplion here right now. Make sure you smash the like button. Coach, can you hear us?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How's it going, man?
Good,
What's up,
man.
Coach?
Awesome, bro.
Coach Rory Poplion, gosh, we've been coaching against each other for over 10, 15 years.
Absolutely.
One of my favorite guys in the industry, and does a great job player development. And thanks for joining the show. And man, I've been following you for a while now, and you have been working out. How long have you been working out Jerome Pierre for a while? Since high school?
Since 2018, bro. 2018, man. That summer, like that late spring, early summer, man. And we've been at it ever since.
Take us into Jeron's mindset and his work ethic and what he can bring to this team.
Man, his mindset, he's confident because of the reps. Like he's worked so hard and so long, man. Funny story, I got the job at St. Aug after leaving Easton. This was in 2017-18 season. I had finished at Easton, and I talked to Coach Mitch about coming over to St. Aug. Shout out to Coach Mitch, man. I mean, it's crazy that he hired a Brother Martin guy, but he gave me that opportunity, brother. And I went over there, man, and it was crazy because I had seen Jeron play a little bit before that, but our first confrontation, our first I guess meeting, it was just kind of like, Coach, can you stay after and work out? Can you stay after the practice and work out? And brother, when I tell you, it was our routine. So I would go early, maybe about 45 minutes before varsity practice. He would get up 100 threes. Then we would stay late. Sometimes coaches just say, look, man, y'all cut off the lights. We had those talks on the rides home, man. We just built that relationship through the grind. And I had been coaching for 2 years prior, so I was super hungry, man. I got into player development through the high school game because I felt like a lot of high school teams, they didn't have the time, and a lot of schools didn't put emphasis into the personal player development. And I feel like, with 2 hours of practice time with 15 to 20 guys, varsity and JV, it's really hard to be able to develop each individual. So I mean, it was perfect for me, man. And I always look into every situation, like the bright spots of every situation. And Jerron was just, I was like, man, I just want to help this kid get a scholarship, get a scholarship to a college. But he was like, I want to go to the NBA. So all right, let's get the scholarship first. And it just, dreams come true, But a little bit about Jerron's work ethic, man. Like I said, he's confident, he's hungry, he just has this mindset that he knows what he's capable of doing at any time. He went into every workout ready. He went into every workout. He didn't feel intimidated by any names or anything like that. And that's just his persona. His persona is that he's capable of doing it, and he's ready for whatever.
Coach, man, it's a pleasure to finally get a chance to connect with you. You know what I'm saying? I've been following you for a long time. Never actually got a chance to meet you. Shout out to Coach Mitch, them runs in that gym whenever he would, allow us to get in there. You know what I'm saying? That was always legendary. What
Absolutely.
and the other thing too, this is not your first. I just want to say you've had players singing your praises for a while, like Lamar Peters, seen him shout you out. You know what I'm saying? Like there's been guys who have been saying your name at the highest level for a while now. So shout out to you. I don't want nobody to think this is just, what I'm saying, some one-off thing.
Yeah.
I want to ask you this though. For the people who've never watched Jerron, right? What's the first thing they should know about his game?
Passionate. And just one thing that I think is that he can play in any era. I got asked this question on Twitter. If you throw Jerron in the 80s, he could play in the 80s. If you throw him in the 90s, he can dribble to the post, fake post fade. If you put him in the early 2000s, he can be athletic. He can shoot the three ball. If you play him in modern day basketball, he can play great in space and he can attack those gaps. And he's a willing passer. See, a lot of people don't realize he averaged 4.9 assists that junior year. And see, people are like, see, they a lot of people assume that when Jerron left Jack State, that he was just shot crazy. If you look at his productivity, when it came down to the 21.6 points per game, I guarantee that more than half of those points were scored in the second half. Now, that may be normal for most guys, but what I look at was he was facilitating, getting his teammates involved, getting their big involved. They had a really solid point guard. They had some role players. He would allow guys to play their game. And then when he needed to be Superman, it was almost like he was Clark Kent. All right, I'm just working. I'm working. And then when they needed him to be Superman, when coach wanted him to turn it on, he turned it on, man. So I think those things are gonna go far because he played every role, brother. Like I mean, when he was in high school, he was a flat out catch and shoot guy. You know what I
Yep.
mean? He broke out one game against Thibodeau, had a monster game, had like 8 or 9 threes that game. And then when he got to college, same way. And then when he got to Jack State, playmaker. And then SMU, this last year, they had a ball dominant guard in Boopy Miller, but he played in a pro style with Coach Enfield, which mainly had him playing the three spot because they had two small guards. So his game is. I don't think people have seen his complete game yet. I think they've seen signs of it, but not his complete game yet.
What's going on, Coach?
What's going on, brother?
Eh, so when I look at Jerron's resume, like you you see the work at every stop. You see the improvements, you see the additions at every stop and figuring out like, okay, well, how am I going to get the best out of this stop? How am I going to make the most out of this stop? Well,
Mhm.
now he's here, right?
Right.
What do you think, what's going to be the biggest thing that he's going to have to that he's going to add to make this stop as successful as the others?
Well, I think, obviously, I know there've been some, talks about him being an ultimate 3-and-D guy and really buying in defensively. And I just want people to know that, his junior year, he was called upon to be a scorer, a playmaker, and he still had some really solid defensive efforts that season. And last year he guarded some of the better players in the ACC. BJ Edwards, his teammate, was one of the best on-ball defenders in the country prior to getting hurt. When he got hurt, Jerron was guarding all those guys, so he can do it. And this is the thing too, with him stepping in a situation with these veteran guys, he knows what he has to do. He knows that, okay, y'all need me to score, okay, I'm going to score. You know what I mean? Y'all need me to defend, I'm going to defend. Y'all need me to sprint the floor, space the floor, create, dish, facilitate. He's one of those guys where he could wear many hats, because like I said, he's done it. He's done every role possible. So he's not one of those kids that were groomed early where it was like, all right, I'm gonna score 30 points a game and I don't know how to be a role player. And one of the things that we talked about prior to last year's season was that 95% of the NBA is role players.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Not like he understands that he's gonna have to come in and he's gonna have to do what the coaching staff expects for him to do, and he's gonna get it done.
What's up, Coach? Man, my name is Jared.
What's
I've
up,
been
brother?
following. Nice to meet you. I've been following Jerron for a little minute, man. It's kind of crazy. I think I saw him in, I believe, 2018 at St. Aug, if I'm not mistaken. I believe
Okay.
that's around that time. And to see him now, this is a totally different player.
Yep.
Physically, he's morphed. Like his shoulders are massive. I'm like, this is not the same kid I saw all those years ago. And a lot of coaches will tell you or will say, the weight room isn't their friend per se in basketball. But when you look at him, you can tell he's been in the weight room. Can you
Absolutely.
talk about the physicality or the strength of him and the progression that's necessary to get to this level?
Well, I'll say this, man. Like, I would love to know his max speed this season from the corner to the opposite wing. Just that full, flat out sprint. Because if you notice, a lot of those dunks that were on ESPN,
Yep.
like it was breakaway speed. And he's strong, brother. Like when he went to college, he was probably about 6'2", 6'3", probably about 6'4" his sophomore year. I mean, he's 6'5" without shoes on, so he's about 6'6" playing, right? But he was about 165 pounds. I mean, he's 6'6", 210. So he doesn't feel those normal bumps that most guys feel. And that's why if you look at the Jacksonville State film, he would dribble to the post, bump, shoulder fake, pump, short fades, stuff like that. Like, we were talking about like if a guy is 6'4" or shorter, go straight to the post. Like we're not, he's not about to play with his food. You know what I mean? It's time to get to work. If it's somebody that's smaller, why shoot a jump shot? If it's somebody that's bigger, like obviously you want to try to break him down off the bounce, but if he backs up, you want to elevate, rise into that jump shot. But now, brother, that physicality, man, basketball players, get a bad, rap, I guess you could say, for not wanting to get in the weight room like the football players. Football players, they're known for like hitting the weights, and basketball players get that rap. But I tell people all the time, see, basketball players, they have like this old thing, and I know you guys know this, is like if you lift weights, it'll mess up your shot.
Focus your shot.
If
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy. But and I was one of the people probably as a kid that thought that. And it's also like if you lift weights early, it'll stunt your growth.
Yep.
Those things have been proven that they're both false. So I tell people all the time, like, my son just finished with the 5th grade. He's starting to lift weights, starting to do body weight stuff because those things have been proven wrong. So we want to get ahead of the curve, with those type of things. But nah, man, shout out to the strength and conditioning coach at Jacksonville State. Like, Jerron went up there, brother, I'm not gonna lie to you. He went up there and came back, and we were all like, dude, like, you know what I mean? He looked like he was getting ready to play football. So in Conference USA, even though, they had some bigs that were like 6'9", 6'10", he still looked like one of the bigger guys on the floor every
Yeah.
night. You know what I mean? So yeah, absolutely, bro. It was a big difference maker, man. So shout out to the staff at Jacksonville State. I think they helped big time with that.
Coach, go ahead, Jared. Go ahead.
I just to follow up. Sorry, you talked about triggers, and I think that kind of enlightens me. You talk about guys that are like 6'4" or below, like it's an automatic thing. What are some of the triggers that you and him talk about outside of just having a small guard on you, or like what are you seeing from a schematic standpoint? Hey, if you see this is what you need to do.
Attacking the top foot. Attacking the top foot. Coming off the screen, reading a roller. So if he's playing with a pick and pop guy, he comes off the screen and the big steps too much, the guy is chasing, we make it a pass with either hand, hook pass, right? Short roll actions coming off the screen, big steps high, drop short roll pass, comes off the screen, big is afraid to step up, drag out one step, knock down to 3. If he comes up hard, we split hard. If he comes up hard, we drag. We shift feet, we get downhill, the guy steps, so we make a kick pass. Like, those things are like first of all, I'm like a basketball nerd, okay? Like, I watch film like all day long, and he loves basketball. So like when we talk about certain things, we only work on what we see work. Like, we're not gonna do like 7 or 8 dribble combos because that's not his game. Like, he has like a Grant Hill 1-2 shot. He has like a little bit of quick dribble into a lift. Like, if he could see daylight, that's what we're looking for. Now, if he is in a rhythm and he can kind of get that guy off balance and get into that pull up. Just another thing, I mean, we talk about is, when you're coming off of a screen and you got a guy that's sliding laterally, it's hard to contest on a lateral slide. So if I'm coming off this screen full speed and a guy is contesting laterally, he can't really get a strong hand in my face, especially with a guy that's 6'6", rising up and shooting that ball. So it's a bunch of stuff that we look for, man. And it's gonna be fun, on this level to be able to look at teams and, look at his possible role, depending on, how things go and what the team uses him for. But it's gonna be fun to kind of like scheme on those things and throw him some tips and stuff like that.
It's funny, Rory. I protect obviously a lot of the fans, a lot of the guys know. I coach high school basketball. I try to protect the name and some of the kids I coach, but I love the chase action. I think the chase actions, and you came to some of our summer league games this year, and like the 2 or 3 main guys that we have on our team. I've been teaching them that chase action, sprinting right to where that defender now is chasing. And there's so many different actions you can just do off that, because you talk about 6-7 combo dribbles. Like, if you would just go chase the basketball, you could do a lot more than just dribble, right? And I think you do such a great job. I see all your videos and all your workouts and everything like that. I think you do such a great job of teaching the game, because I think in today's game, you take training to a different level of like actually teaching and reading defenses, when others just work about just combos and stuff like that. And that's why I love watching your workouts, because I actually learned, I haven't told you this, but I've learned a lot from you and just watching what you do with players and stuff like that. And you coach at Delgado. And one thing that we haven't talked about is that you were associated with probably one of the best high school basketball teams this state's ever seen, and possibly in the nation, at Brother Martin with DJ Augustine and that whole squad. So you've done a lot for the basketball community, and I love watching you. I think a couple of weeks ago had the open runs for not only for seniors in high school, but college players and professional players and overseas. So you do a great couple. You did it in COVID too, I believe, in 2019. So we'll keep for much longer, but one thing I wanted to ask you before we let you go is, what does it mean for Jerron for not only going to the NBA, but
Mhm.
being drafted by New Orleans? Like, take me into that mindset, because I'm sure that's
Man,
got to be a dream come true.
man, I'm gonna tell you, brother. I've been blessed to work with some guys their last year or two, or once they've got to the league, or guys that have been in and out of Europe and stuff like that. But to work with someone um, from their early high school days and them accomplish this, like he's a legend in my eyes
Yep.
forever. You know what I mean? Like I sat here and like I watched the TV and I was like in awe. You know what I mean? Like I was like really in awe, man. Like it's so phenomenal because as kids we have dreams, right? And a lot of times, as time goes on, those dreams kind of fade away because we end up growing up and reality kind of hits and we all have our different paths and we all have to go and do different things. But I think for someone to believe from a young age that they can play in the NBA and for them to get drafted to the city of New Orleans. New Orleans is one of the toughest cities in the country. We're a city where we roll up our sleeves, we put on our boots and we go to work. You know what I mean? We grind, we're passionate about the culture and the community. And for him, a kid like that, man, to grow up literally 6, 7 minutes away from the Smoothie King Center, from downtown, from the Superdome, and for this kid to get drafted, man, is phenomenal for the community. Some people that I hadn't talked to since I was at St. Aug, some people I hadn't talked to since I was in high school. A lot of the love that he's getting is well worth it, man. And and with a guy like Joe Dumars and obviously his staff, making a decision like that, I'm sure Jerron has told him thank you multiple times, but I would love to say thank you as well, because you made a kid from the city his dream come true. And kids down here, they can only see um from their neighborhood. They can only see their surroundings. They can only see their area. A lot of kids don't know you know what I mean? They don't know how much there is out there. And for them to see him do it from his humble beginnings, I think their aspirations, their motivations are at an all-time high right now. When I got in the gym today, I had a younger group of kids, and they were so eager. And I was thinking to myself, like, one of these kids may be the next Jerron Pierre. You see what I'm saying? So, for you guys, shedding a light on it. I love y'all show, and just for the Pelicans community, I've been reading a lot of stuff. Man, you getting a kid that his smile is gonna, brighten up the room. He loves his teammates to be successful. He's just, shout out to his mom, Miss Lorraine, his grandmother, Miss Kim. Like, those ladies have done, everything in their power to make sure that he's growing up the right way. His brother Calvin, an awesome big brother, and I just think it's phenomenal, bro. I know I'm long winded, but it's just
Nah.
it's so it's awesome. That's the only way I could describe it.
I think first of all, that wasn't long winded. That was necessary because representation is everything. We don't have enough of that. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like me and Chris, we did a show the other day. We did a film breakdown on Jerron. And like I'm very familiar with his game, but it's like just the fact that you're with him working out in Dillard, in UNO, y'all at Xavier, y'all at Delgado. You know what I'm saying? Like just the representation in that for those kids who stepping foot in gyms, I might not even have the next level of basketball on my mind, but I see Jerron
Mhm.
now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's a landmark for me. Also, I gotta say this. Shout out to I have to continue to say this now. Shout out to the fifth ward. Uh, I I want to ask you this. So obviously, like we know Jerron's ability, we know his work ethic. Tell me how he fits along playing with a Zion, a DQ, a Jeremiah Fears, a Dejounte Murray, a Trey. How does he fit into that role?
Well, I tell you this, man. I watched one of my guys, Cam Carter, he played at LSU, and he was preparing for the Oklahoma game. And I watched that game, obviously, and I watched Jeremiah Fears. And I hadn't seen much of him throughout the year, but Jeremiah Fears is a dog. Like we watched a ton of film on him, even before, he wore a Pelicans jersey. And I think those two are gonna fit very well together. I think with a Zion Williamson, with Jerron being a willing passer and Zion attracting so much just attracting so much energy and guys having to step in gaps and guard him. I think you need guys that can consistently knock down shots like a Trey Murphy. You know what I mean? But I think that Jerron fits in well because, like I said before, he's wore many hats. So if he starts to see that, okay, well, they need a little bit of this or they need a little bit of that, he's gonna fill that spot. So it's really about what the coaching staff wants him to do, and he's gonna do it.
I'll take another question. Yes, well, not you talked about him playing alongside Zion and Trey, but before he gets to that step, he'll have to go through summer league, right? Like, what do we expect? What do you expect from him, and what should we expect from Jerron going into summer league and being able to prove himself?
Well, I told him to, obviously you want to read the room. When you first get in any situation, you want to read the room. So, obviously I don't know if, Jeremiah Fears or Queen or, whoever else is going to play in summer league, but do what your coach is telling you to do. I mean, so if your coach is like, look, man, we're going to start you, or look, man, we're going to bring you off the bench, bring your game to the table. I think a lot of times, man, when guys, all good players go through this, when they're first in a new situation, they're feeling everyone out. You know what I mean? They're kind of like, okay, like, do I swing one more or do I take this jump shot? Do I come off this screen and pull it? Or do I make the pass? He just has to be himself. He has to be himself, man. But I believe that when you pour into his confidence and when you let him be himself, great things are going to happen. So I'm expecting some electricity. I'm expecting some excitement. I think the city's behind him. I think that he's more excited. It's almost like every Christmas that he's ever had, like into one right now. So he's stoked. I mean, we all going out there for Vegas. I mean, for summer league in Vegas, man. So we're stoked. We're excited, and I'm expecting good things, man. I just want him to jump in the water. He knows how to swim, so he just needs to handle his business. That's it.
Coach Rory Poplion, man, I can't thank you enough for joining the show, all the stuff you do. Where can, obviously, you're Coach Rory on Instagram, but you also do player development, not only just for high school and college, but you also do for younger kids as well. Where can people find you?
Yeah, I mean, you can just follow my Instagram at Coach Rory, my Twitter at Coach Rory P. I'm either a car ride or a flight away. So if you're looking for serious player development, film breakdowns, or anything like that, man, I'm just a guy from New Orleans, man, that loves basketball, loves helping players get better. So I appreciate you guys, and I've been honored to do this, man. Thank you.
Coach, real quick before I let you go, I do have a 5-year-old who's very 5-year-old girl who's invested in basketball. So make sure, I plan on contacting you very soon.
Let's go.
Let's go. Don't start too early, right? So appreciate you, man. Thanks for enjoy Vegas, and thanks for joining the show.
Appreciate you, Coach.
Y'all, man. Appreciate y'all, brother. Y'all stay blessed, brother. All right.
Too. Coach Rory Poplion, man, that was an awesome interview. That was awesome.
Gotta be careful in Vegas, man. Gotta be careful in Vegas.
Allegedly. Yeah.
Allegedly. Make sure you smash the like button. So let's that was a great interview. Let's talk a little bit about Herb Jones and Trey Murphy. We're an hour in. Make sure you smash the like button. Chris, we'll start with you. October 1st, 2026 is Herb Jones and Trey Murphy on this roster.
Yep. Both.
So then let me ask you this. Are they running the same team back?
No. I mean, you're gonna have to find creative ways to to add more Mosley style pieces. I mean, they've made it clear that they want to win, or that they're not rebuilding. So there are still some roster vacancies that they have to address. They won't have a ton of salary cap space, but they'll have enough to be able to get a couple of things. And then that's saying that's without, maybe them having a chance to address, maybe getting a chance to get off of Jordan Poole's contract, something like that, along the lines to clear any, even more space. But Herb Jones and Trey will both be on the team.
Okay. Leads to my next question, Jarrett. What's the biggest need? I think it's pretty obvious because that will lead to my next question, Toledo.
Biggest need, I guess a center, right? Like, that's the. And who's going to play center? Who are you going to get? What are you going to give up to get said center? I mean, I know there's some reports about them going after, let's say, the Marvin Bagleys of the world, but that isn't moving the needle. Like, you need something solidified. I know we talked about Jalen Duren a couple times. That seems the more like plausible option. He wants to get out of Detroit. They don't want to pay him the money. We'd be willing to pay him the money. They just have to take said contract. Like, just make I know it's going to be a difficult, decision to make, but just make it. You know what I'm saying? That's why you get paid the big bucks.
So then, Lito, we're talking about center positions. I've heard, I'm not heard. I mean, I guess I've seen Wendell Carter Jr. I've seen Mitchell Robinson, which I don't think is an actual realistic target, but I've seen a Jalen Duren. I've seen a Myles Turner, and I'm actually, Lito, I went back and looked at Myles Turner today. Actually, somewhat, I don't 100% disagree with you, but I can kind of see the vision with Myles Turner. Why don't you like Myles Turner?
I mean, I see the vision too. It's just that the vision it's like an illusion. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I get it. Like, the idea of the player is great, but it's like when you get down to the actual makings of a player, like the real version of the player. Why I don't like him? Yo, bro, I hate 7-foot people who give you less than 6 rebounds a game. Like, that's why I'm just letting you know this. If the Pelicans were to get Myles Turner, bro, I'm gonna have nothing nice to say about him. Granted, the 3-point shooting, that's great, right? But is the volume gonna be high enough? Is the volume gonna be high enough to supplement 6 rebounds?
You're so damn picky.
I'm not, Chris.
You're so damn picky.
I'm not picky.
Bro, most of these most of these guys, bro, most of these players that have these skill sets don't rebound. That's just that's what comes with it. You gotta, like, the guys that do rebound that you're gonna be able to find aren't gonna be able to space the floor. So if I can get somebody that over the past 3 years, Lito, has shot 37, 35, 39, and 38%.
Yeah.
At 5 attempts, 4 attempts a game. That's gonna look like like you understand what that's gonna look like in a Pelicans uniform from what we've been watching. You barely have wings and guards that will shoot the ball 4 times a game. On top of this, he almost averages 2 blocks a game, Lito.
Yeah, Chris, I want rebounds and blocks. I don't like the great. That's great. He makes threes, but if you're a
then
7
keep Yves Misi.
No, but see, you not what I'm saying. You acting like I'm asking for like the world.
You
are. I'm not. I'm literally not.
No. We just had a full conversation a couple shows ago about unicorns. We had a full conversation, and you yourself said everybody want this unicorn player that just don't exist. You being that you
I'm not,
that's
no,
you.
I'm not asking for a unicorn, Chris.
What?
I never asked for a unicorn.
For?
I'm not asking for a play. The idea of a big shooting threes to me on this team, I'm totally past that. I would rather you rebound the basketball than block shots. I don't care if you're not shooting threes. That's fine for me. The idea of Myles Turner for me, it's great. It's great. But if you fucking 7 foot and you're not rebounding the basketball, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. You got to rebound the basketball, bro.
But again, you have Zion Williamson and you have Derek Queen on your roster. You need a guy like Myles Turner that can, one, protect the rim, and two, shoot the basketball. Now get both of them off the get Zion away, or tell me Derek Queen's not gonna work. Then we can have a conversation about somebody about a more traditional fit. But traditional don't work on this team for right now for what they need, Lito. You know that.
I think Myles Turner works either.
Jared has an opinion.
You part of the problem.
Listen, I think both of you guys have great points, but I lend to Lito's argument to this extent, right? He has to do something, right? The 3-pointer is cool. It can't be 4 3-pointers. It'll have to be an uptick to at least 6, right? Like it'll have to be an additional 2 more, or he has to be a better rebounder. Like he can't just be the exact same Myles Turner. Like I think he does you no justice just to have 4 attempts at nearly 40%. What is that? 1.5 threes per game? That doesn't move the needle at all. Even if it creates the space, it doesn't move the needle. So, and if you're just looking for a center just to have, yeah, it'll be a stopgap, right? It won't be long term. So I don't think that's a viable option for you. If you just need something in the meantime, yeah, cool. But I don't think it's long term.
This is funny to me because I'm leaning more towards Chris, because I think in the sense that we are just thinking about Myles Turner. But now I think if you get a center that actually is a legit threat from 3, why couldn't you play Zion DQ and Myles Turner at the same time with a Trey Murphy and maybe a Jeremiah Fears, maybe a Herb Jones, right? Like I think you vastly I think your lineup vastly changes with a shooting center that spreads the floor, especially for someone like a Zion Williamson who's a downhill guy. Can you imagine Derek Queen? Could you imagine Derek Queen, Myles Turner 2-man game? Because then you're giving space for him as well. Now, defensively, I agree with you in the sense of that he needs to get more rebounds, but I keep saying this. I think Derek Queen can average 10 rebounds this year. I think that he's a guy that he battles for rebounds. I'm not saying he's the biggest talk, but like, he keeps a lot of basketballs alive. Lito, you're not wrong in the sense that he needs to rebound more. I was looking at his stats. Like, I'll give you this. I think he averaged like 5.5, 6 rebounds last year. Like, that's unacceptable. But at the same time, a couple of years ago, he averaged 7.5. Like, if he gets to 8 rebounds a game and shoots 37, 38% from deep,
yeah.
But I mean, dog, no center that's played with Giannis over the past 5 years is gonna get rebounds. None of them do. Now it just so happens that some of them are great. No, but Brooks a terrible rebounder. Him and Myles are very similar in their ability to rebound the ball. But what they did provide was the ability to space the floor. Now, it just so happens that Brook Lopez was a part of a team that won a championship, and Myles Turner was on a team that went to the finals a year before last. I'm not telling you Myles Turner is perfect, but I'm gonna give you an example. We talk about rebounding. I watched Jonas Valanciunas play here for 3-4 years, and people not be happy. Lito's client, and Jonas grabbed every rebound you could ask him to. 11 rebounds, 12 rebounds a night. He did it all. It wasn't enough. In the games, you couldn't have him out there more times than not. I've seen guys that Yves Missi finished top 10 in blocks this year.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. I know, but what I have not seen is a volume 3-point shooter at that position. I've not seen it. I haven't seen it ever. As a matter of fact, I haven't seen it ever. And not volume, and not just volume with accuracy. If you're telling, bro, 5, we can barely get the guards and the 4s to shoot 5 threes a night.
True.
If I get a center that shoots 5 a night at 39%, dog, we gotta crawl before we can walk. I ain't saying he's gonna be perfect. I would want him to rebound too. But if that's my option versus what I have, Derek Queen, go grab a rebound. Zion, go grab a rebound. I get an opportunity to see something that I have not seen in the Zion Williamson era on the other side of the floor as well. And I mean, I think it's about time we see what that looks like. And if we got to sacrifice rebounding, then here we go again having to sacrifice it. But I'd rather them be able to shoot the ball for periods of time better.
Jared, I know you want this is a great talking point. Make sure you smash the like button. Over 205 people in here. We're gonna keep talking about this. I think rebounding to me is the easiest thing in basketball because it's all about heart. And Josh Hart, no pun intended, is one of the best to do it. And he's 6'5", 6'4", 6'5", because he attacks it. He makes it a priority. I'm just saying, if there's one thing that could be fixable, like either you can shoot it or you can't, right? Like either you're a good scorer or not. Like anybody can be a rebounder. Anybody can be a rebounder. It's really about all heart and hustle, to be honest with you.
I listen. I agree, Chris. Right, but that's the thing. It has to be either an uptick in reboundings or upticks in shots. If he's gonna say, "All right, I may not be able to do the rebounding, but I can shoot the rock more," I'm cool with that. Like, just one of those numbers has to increase, right? Like, it provides a level of space. Like, it can't just be the status quo that we have currently. And I was trying to do some research. I wonder what the Orlando Magic under Jamal Mosley, what their rebounding, numbers look like. What is their team rebounding rank? Because if you can get your team to rebound more, that will offset the bad rebounding you do. And not because you're going to have Myles on the perimeter, right? Spacing the floor. So, of course, he won't be able to get rebounds. Of course. So if you have a team identity that, hey, we're going to collectively rebound, I'm cool with that. But it's just all about having a plan when you make these moves rather than just, hey, player X is coming in to do exactly what he's been doing. That isn't going to work anymore.
Leo,
Just
nothing.
feel like you're reading something.
I think
I'm reading.
Yeah, no. I think Five's saying what I'm saying. I don't disagree that we need a floor spacer, but my disagreement is if I'm sacrificing giving up boards on both sides of the floor, offensively and defensively, and you only shooting 4 threes a game. I don't understand. Okay, you shoot. Okay, one more three. You shoot one more 3 a game, 5 threes a game, right? I just do not see how that is a trade-off. To me, like if the volume was all right, he gonna shoot 9 of them, and let's say he making 4 of them, all right, cool. Or even if he make 3 of them some nights, right? Like that's cool. 2, 3. I understand how that goes because the math is eventually gonna work. But if the volume not high enough, Chris, I'm already getting beat up on the glass. I think the Pelicans were 20th in rebounding.
But I'm not saying you wrong, Lito. I'm just saying like we gotta how beggars like we have to understand our market when it comes to shooting. Like we're also at the bottom in 3-point shooting as well, bro. You know what I'm saying? So something got to give. If you're telling me that someone that shoots almost 5.5 a night at that position is gonna give me is gonna make 2 of them a night, specifically at that position. I mean, what can I do when I'm the New Orleans Pelicans? Am I telling you that he's that he's a complete game changer and he turns you into a contender? No. Am I also aware of that Myles Turner, the idea of Myles Turner has kind of always been better than the actual player, 100%. But I'm way more intrigued in the fact that this is part of a Pelicans and a team building problem. If I could say that I've seen what this looked like, not only are we talking about Lito and Five, the best shooting big that you would be acquiring, you're talking about probably the best rim protecting option that you've seen as well, even at his advanced age. I mean, it's the closest I'm gonna get. Well, it's the closest I'm gonna get to part of the things that I need.
See, Jarrett 15th in the league last year, defensive rebounding. He's never been elite. He's never been elite, but he's middle of the road last year, which is average.
It's an improvement. It's an improvement.
JHNSN. No. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not trying to be an asshole, but like Derek Queen is not a 5. We got to get over that. Like in spurts, sure, but like we got to be able to put guys in positions to succeed. I've seen Derek Queen play about 79 games. He's not a 5 that can last 82 games. taking a beating from centers every single night. You got to be able to protect him a little bit. You got to get a legit center. If my options are Myles Turner, I saw someone say Lito's favorite player, Beef Stew, Isaac Stewart. I'm glad that his also his favorite nickname. I'm glad that we don't have Isaiah Stewart because Chris, I want to see what does Zion look like with a shooting big. We've never seen it. That's why I'm shocked, Lito, that you don't like this.
Can't rebound. I don't like tall people who can't rebound. I just never gonna work well.
How many rebounds would you be happy with then? What? Give me.
You. I know you playing on the perimeter, but dog, you can't go get 8-9 rebounds. You can't. That's impossible,
bro. That's a lot, Lito. We're throwing around the word 8 and 9 rebounds like that shit is just normal.
That's crazy. He's 7 foot, bro.
Lito, 8 or 9 rebounds? You got 6'10" people on your team right now that can barely give you 4 rebounds.
He's 7 foot. That's crazy. Am I being crazy for asking a 7-footer for 8 rebounds?
Dog, if Myles Turner averaged 8 or 9 rebounds a night,
I mean, Gobert averaged 11 and a half.
Shooting, huh?
Gobert averaged 11 and a half this year.
Yeah, we will be talking about one of the more. You wouldn't be able to get Myles Turner
exactly.
If you 8 or 9 rebounds a night.
Valid.
Let me ask you, what's more important for you? What's more important for y'all? I guess a center who rebounds, block shots, or is making threes.
Today's day and age
for this team,
making threes.
I don't see. I guess
Your boy Chet averages 8.9 rebounds a night, and you think he's God.
No, I don't.
8.9. Okay, he's averaging 8.9. If I guarantee Myles Turner came here, he can get 7 rebounds a night.
It's not 5.
He can get 7 a night. That's good enough for me.
When's the last time he got 7? He was playing with fucking Sabonis.
So I mean, I could scratch. So you didn't like prime Brook Lopez either then?
I like prime Brook Lopez. The dude was playing for the Nets.
But that's not prime. Nah, that ain't prime Brook.
What you mean? He went to fucking 7 All-Star games in his prime. Yeah, I would say that's his prime.
No, we not.
Nice little comment here, Nando. Nando 8726 for our audio listeners.
Okay. So
Gobert got 7.5 defensive rebounds. Turner got 6. Lito's not impressed.
Lito, since 2017, Brook Lopez has averaged right around 5 rebounds a night.
Well, you just told me who he played with.
You jotting down, Chris? You jotting down?
Well, no, this ain't just Milwaukee, dog. This the end of Brooklyn. This Los Angeles.
Brook Lopez is 40 fucking years old, Chris.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Like, what are we talking about?
But bro, it's 10 years ago. What you need?
Son.
He not the best version of Brook Lopez I've ever seen basketball played in Milwaukee. Did he not?
See, like that's what when you talking about defensive player of the year, like what we talking? Brook Lopez has had many errors in basketball where he was damn good.
He's a one-time All-Star. What are we talking about?
He was a career 2010 guy, though, Chris.
The best version of Brook Lopez finished second in defensive player of the year. He made a defensive voting. He made defensive All-NBA teams, and he spaced the floor modern, being a 7 foot, 250-pound clunky man.
Why you gotta see that? Why you gotta say all that? That's not.
But what's his excuse? How come he ain't got to average more than 4 or 5 rebounds?
Brook Lopez was a better player than Myles Turner.
All right, semantics. All right, so because he better, but all right. You bougie. That's okay.
I want big. I want. See, the problem is The problem is y'all. The problem is
the New Orleans Pelicans,
if you
brother.
a 7-footer, you fucking rebound and you play. This is non-negotiable. I don't give a fuck where you play at. You fucking play defense. Justin, if I was a 7-foot player right now in your program and I got you 5 fucking rebounds a game, you telling me good game, bro. the fuck out of here, man.
Carl.
Stop.
Yeah,
Stop.
he's serious.
He said,
Stop,
Carl, he's
Carl.
pissed.
That's,
He
that's
referred to
bullshit.
himself as Carl.
That's bullshit, bro. Like we like that's not real life. Because a whatever, man. Go. Let's move on.
It got to be a trade-off.
Okay, well, shoot more threes then. If that's the trade-off, if you ain't gonna give me if you're gonna give me less rebounds, shoot more.
How many?
Five is a lot, bro.
It ain't
Y'all, again. For the New Orleans Pelicans,
It ain't a lot, Chris. Let's not say it's a lot. Let's just say that's what he does historically. But it's not a lot, dog.
it may not be. But again, dog, y'all missing me. For the New Orleans Pelicans, 5 is like 10 because they don't shoot them.
Oh, you're talking about
Make 'em.
five shots, like five threes. That's what
I'm
you're
with
referring to.
Chris.
To me,
I thought you were
dog, from the
referencing
center
the
position, you don't think averaging 5. You don't think averaging 5 a night from the center position is a lot?
No.
Oh no! Again, I thought you were referencing the rebounds, not the shot attempts.
No.
Again,
no.
I was-
Wait. Oh, you talking shots?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
See,
No,
that's what
no,
I was
no.
like.
No, I'm not talking about
Yeah.
rebounding, bro.
Okay, yeah. I just think that it has to be an uptick to at least 7 or 8. Like I don't care. I want more shots. If you're gonna rebound at that clip consistently, right? I want your shots to be even more because we don't shoot a lot. So somebody has to shoot them. And if it's you spacing the floor for Zion, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with you getting up 7 threes a game. That's fine for me.
Because that's what I'm sending here you here to do at that point. Like
I know this is a crazy concept when we ask Zion to do too much, but Chris, if we do get Myles Turner, do you think it's we can agree upon asking Zion to rebound the basketball more? Or is that me being too tough on him?
It worked for Indiana. Indiana figured it out. They figured it out with multiple. I mean, they figured it out in multiple ways. It wasn't perfect, but they also had a center rotation. When that didn't work, they went small with the Obi Toppin. Pascal stepped up rebounding here. The guards, Neesmith will go out and grab rebounds. Like it was a part of a program, a rebounding program. And the thing with the Pelicans is this, and Five and Lito, y'all are still right. But I got a 6'9" forward in Trey Murphy. He can have an uptick in rebounds. He can average more than 5. I have a 6'6" wing in Zion that still jumps out the gym. He can average more than 4 rebounds a night. I got Herb Jones, 6'7", 6'8". He can average more than 3 or 4 rebounds a night. I've seen Jeremiah Fears at 6'1", 6'2" go out and grab rebounds. Dejounte Murray is 6'5". Any night he decides he wants to have a triple-double, he could go out and get you 6 or 7 rebounds. It ain't about the ability. Five's been talking. So Lito, you've always talked about 1 and 2 and effort, and 5, you've talked about what it means for it to be an actual thing that is coached, preached, and being a part of a system of sorts, an accountability element. Both need to happen. And I don't think it should just all fall on one person, because when it did, you still didn't win. When Jonas was the one grabbing all the rebounds, it still didn't matter.
I wholeheartedly agree with everything you just said. Bringing it back to a team perspective of team rebounding, I'm totally with that. And I agree with you. I think everybody literally needs to step up. I think I don't know what Trey rebounded, right? I don't know what Trey's off the top of my head. I couldn't tell you what he rebounded, but it ain't enough. It ain't enough to have that kind of athletic ability to be them to 6'11", right? You should not be averaging 5 rebounds again. I don't know what Zion rebounds, but it ain't enough. I don't know what Herb is rebounding, but it ain't enough. Everybody needs to improve. Everybody needs to give more effort on that part of the play. Because Chris, look, let me tell you this: if we were a better rebounding team as a whole, I'd be cool with the latter.
Well, I mean, because we gotta figure out what y'all say they finished in defensive rebounding as a team.
Like 16.
You talking Orlando or New Orleans?
No, the Pelicans.
Pelicans.
Oh, it was like 19th or 20th. Hold up.
21st.
Yeah.
I just say so many games I remember last year that it was the rebounding just got them. You know what I'm saying? Like the difference in rebounding between the Pelicans and the teams they were playing, that was the key to the game.
Yeah. And Joe, I remember Joe talked about that. You would hope that there's a way for them to address that in the offseason as well. That's why they went and got Kevon Looney, right? But it didn't work. That was a big part of getting Kevon Looney. He's supposed to be the rebound master. He couldn't move. Saw ball, couldn't go get ball.
It's like watching when you watch the Knicks, right? Like when they had the bench Towns, or they would have to.
Go ahead.
They would have,
well, they had the bench. I was like, wait, they had the what?
bench. Go. They would go small, and they would still be able to get timely rebounds. Like it didn't matter who was on the floor, and I just think elite teams know how to rebound, no matter who's there or what the size differential is. Like you'll be able to grab boards when you need to, and that's winning plays, right? That's a winning team knowing how to do that. And if you're gonna go after guys that can't consistently rebound, but they have this other skill set, which is fine, but the team identity needs to be around said skill that everybody needs to have.
That was a good
Justin,
conversation.
It was a good conversation.
Yeah.
Justin, do you believe between Sadiq Bey averaged about 5? You got Dejounte, Zion, Trey. I guess we're throwing Eves Messi in this conversation. I mean, do you think you have the talent to be a better rebounding team, regardless
100%.
if you add Myles Turner or not?
100%, because I think with Borrego taking over 10 or 12 games in, he was an offensive minded coach. Talk about pace, leak outs, whatever it may be. Like Trey was a leak out guy, Zion was a leak out guy. I think Mosley coming in is going to. I mean, he's already set the standard day one. Like if you're not going to do this, you're just not going to play. If you're not going to rebound, if you're not going to be tough, if you're not, and that's why I think Zion Williamson, Trey Murphy, I think those are two big question marks coming in the season. Not necessarily question marks of talent wise, but will they buy into Jamal Mosley? And I wholeheartedly agree with what Lito just said. There's no Herb Jones shouldn't be averaging 3 rebounds tonight. I don't care if he's guarding the perimeter or not. Josh Hart guards the perimeter and then just goes fucking flying in. There's some guy in the comments tonight. Well, that's Josh Hart's. That's his role. Well, shit, that should be Herb Jones's role too. The All NBA defender and go get some fucking rebounds and hit corner threes. That's what your role should be. Trey Murphy, one of the most athletic forwards you got in the league, should be averaging 6-7 rebounds, right? And so I think Jamal Mosley, day one, Jared said this a couple of years ago, it should be an identity of this team. That should be an identity of this team. That's why the Knicks, that's why the Thunder, when they won their run last year and the Knicks this year, team rebounding was an identity. Go look at the stats, man. 60% of the game, teams are missing shots. Rebounding is a huge component of the game. But if you don't have guys that don't buy in day one and you don't make it a culture stepping stone, then you ain't gonna be that good. I think they do have the bodies, and I think they got the athleticism to be a good rebounding team. It's all about implementing it. So, and someone said, I think it was Joel Vanal, Jeremiah Fears is very underrated. I think Jeremiah Fears can be he reminds a lot of Russell Westbrook in the sense of attacking rebounds. All right, we're an hour and a half in. We'll go about 10 more minutes. Let's get to the Waste Pro Trash Hotline. We'll get your questions up here. Shout out to Waste Pro. Let's go with Chuck Nola 484, member for 11 months. Appreciate you.
Shout out to you, Chuck.
Shout out to you, Chuck. Jared, we'll go with you. Fears can and will be a good shooter. True or false?
I think he'll be a good shooter, depending on what you consider good. I think his ceiling probably is at if you're looking at 3-point shooting, probably somewhere around catch and shoots like 40% eventually, not next season. Probably average around 38% over his career. But I also see like his ability to create off the dribble, pull up jumpers. I think that's going to be like an elite shot for him. I could definitely see him being super automatic, like a Chris Paul in that effect.
Shout out to you, Chuck Nolan, 484. Appreciate all your support. Breeze31 challenging on the platform right now. We have a challenge 1v1, Lido. This is the 4th time you've mentioned something about you being a hooper. Come see me. Can we live stream this?
You could live
maybe
stream
announcers. Maybe we'll go announcers.
Yeah, you could live stream it. I'm not gonna be there, but you could definitely live stream it.
Why won't you be there?
I don't fucking have to play him. I'm certified in the city of New Orleans with basketball, Justin. I don't have to play him. Fuck is he?
Don't do it.
Poor Jared.
We have a story about the last time someone from the panel took on the challenge.
No,
I was up 11-1. Tore my Achilles. This is just don't play.
I told you.
Don't play.
No, seriousness, Breeze, no. I'm not gonna play. Yes.
Damn.
I'm terrified.
Chris, over under 30.5 wins this year for the Pelicans. Goat Derek Carr, 1, 2, 3. You must be miserable.
Over
under 38.5 wins.
Too many questions and clunky fits as of right now to go over that. So under that.
Okay.
But over 30.
Okay. Lita, what should we expect from Jerron Pierre Jr. this summer league?
Entertainment. Dunks. A lot of transition points.
Okay. West Bank Legend 10, you've had a good show tonight. We're just forgetting about Carlo. No, we're not. Carlos, they picked up his option, $2.2 million. Carlo is technically right now our backup center. That's a problem. I think Carlo can be a energy guy, but if you have to depend on 15 to 20 minutes a night from Carlo, we're going to be in trouble.
I'm not there yet.
I'll never be there. There
I'm
will
not
never
there
be
yet.
a situation.
I'm not there yet. Still a young player going into his 3rd year. Let's see what happens.
It's a big year for Carlo, though.
It's a big year for him, and it's a big year. It's a big year for Misi. 3rd year, that light either comes on or you are who the fuck you are. So,
Jarrett, been seeing this question a lot from Andrew 26997. Fears and Queen in summer league again? Yes or no?
I'm of the ilk of guys playing their way out of summer league.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you got to prove to me that you don't belong here.
Thank you.
Like, go out and show me. Go get 40. Like, all right, bro. You ain't got to play no more.
You know why, Jared? I agree with that because we were like Dyson. I'll never forget us being in the building for Dyson. Daniel, shout out to Chris Connor. And I'm like, Dyson about to take over. And man, that dude was scared to bring up the basketball. He did not want it whatsoever. I'm like, oh, we're in trouble. What? No, it's Sunday show. There's no pause. Did I say something crazy?
You were in Vegas and he didn't want it whatsoever?
Then I didn't. It just is not me. But you can say fuck me. That's crazy. I didn't even say that.
Understood.
Well, he didn't want the basketball in his hands.
He did not want the
there
basketball at all.
That's fair.
Sorry,
that's
Chris.
fair. Now, you ain't got to apologize to me.
Why you apologize to Chris?
Right.
Lito, whatever you got going on with Chris tonight is not my situation, okay? Just because y'all disagree on the Myles Turner thing, you got your feelings tonight, all right? I'm sorry. It's not my...
What you talking about?
You called yourself Carl.
It's my name.
You called yourself Carl tonight. Like that was Jake Ward 782. Let's go back to Carl. Starting DJM, then shooting guard. So we're gonna go Dejounte.
Who the shooting guard?
Trace, Myles Turner. What do you think of this lineup?
Jake, who the shooting guard? I need to know who the shooting guard is.
Y'all, you know who the shooting guard is.
Who the shooting guard is?
You know who it is.
Say his name.
You say his name. You know who it is.
I don't know who it is.
No, You know Herb Jones is gonna be in this starting lineup. Why are we making this difficult?
No.
He's starting. But this ain't horrible, bro.
Yeah, it ain't bad. It's cool.
Jay
You
says
can
that
win some
lineup
games
wins
with that.
16 games.
7-6.
Y'all, Jesus Christ.
Question for the whole panel. Does Jordan Hawkins play Summer League? Can he legally play Summer League?
God.
He surely can. What, third year, right?
No, so
He's at year 4?
In the stream.
No, he ain't.
What year's Grady Dick?
In the stream. This year 3. It's year 3 for Grady.
Misi. Wait. This is
Bro,
Misi's going to.
This is
Nah,
Misi's
you
third.
right. You right. This this is 4.
Is that legal? Is it?
Yeah,
Holy
you
shit.
can play. You can play, but
Oh, that's nasty. Yeah, you're right. It's
no,
year 4.
you do not send him.
Wow.
What'd you say?
You
Didn't
don't-
Jared say you got to play your way out of Summer League? Like he hadn't played his way out of.
He played his way out of the NBA. Like you don't have to.
Yeah, my dog at year 4.
Damn. Bryce McGowan's playing Summer League.
Should
Boy, Bryce. If I'm Bryce, I'm raising my hand.
right.
I'm
Should.
going.
Yeah. Chris, a couple more questions from D McGee. We'll just leave it at that. Do we hate the idea of Fears putting?
Well,
It's
why?
not a super chat. It's not a super chat.
Oh, okay.
Do we hate the idea of Fears putting together a 6 Man of the Year season?
No, he might hate it, but I don't. I think no matter what, Fears and Queen, they need to be starting by year 3. I think that's the year. Like either this has went really well or this is not. But those two need to be put in positions by year 3 to be starting. So if Fears takes another year, I would say if it's any situation that Fears is putting together a 6 Man of the Year season, the team's winning. That's probably a good thing. That's probably a good thing because if they're bad, there's no reason to have them on the bench.
D McGee, is it your birthday today? Because if so, happy birthday. But
No.
is it June 999? Like how does am I misreading that?
Probably has
June
nothing to
8th.
do with his birthday.
This ain't a scene.
Fair enough. Yeah, if it is your birthday, happy birthday, bro. Any more?
We got to talk about.
Last one, Lito. Jonathan Durham, 6'6", 7'8", 7-footer that can shoot, never sucks. Pause.
I can't co-sign that, big brother, but if that's how you feel, whatever,
6'9", I mean, that's on me. Happy belated birthday.
Hey,
you want to talk UDFAs?
Yeah, I want to talk UDFAs. Before I say UDFAs, though, I gotta say this because shout out to Coach Rory, but I gotta shout out Coach Barthay. I gotta shout out Clifford Barthay, man. Shout out to the whole Delgado program. Breeze, if you want to know who I am, go ask Clifford Barthay. He'll tell you. So three UDFA. Hey,
Lito, do you have a wrench in your hand?
Yeah, bro. I'm trying to build a team.
That was really
Somebody's
good.
trying.
Melvin Council, 6'4". He's a guard. He's very defensive oriented. Got a 6'9" wingspan, 12 points, 5 assists. Can't shoot worse shit. But just a really good disruptor on defense. Jordan Riley, really excited about Jordan Riley actually. He's 6'5", he athletic, played for East Carolina. He averaged like 23 last year. Really efficient at the rim. One of his player counts was Dylan Brooks. So, and former New York Player of the Year and former New York City Mr. Basketball. Chris Bell is a shooter. He shot 40% from 3 last year, 14 points. Really can't dribble, really can't rebound, can't play defense. Sean Phillips, the last one. Sean Phillips, 7 foot, former LSU Tiger, actually. Went to Missouri, 7 foot, athletic as hell, very inconsistent. Probably gonna be a Fringe G League guy his whole career.
Isn't this a kid from Carver? The dude
Oh,
from Carver, right?
hold on, wait. I forgot about him. No, he went to Carver. Did
I
he?
thought someone went to Carver. Am I like tripping? Hold on.
They getting
Because we have such an elite social media team. Shout out to BKM Preps and William Stutzenbecker.
Oh yeah, he from New Orleans. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, shout out to Will Stutzenbecker because he does this shit. Yeah. Who is it?
Oh man.
Yeah, Solomon Washington from Carver.
Shout out to Solomon, man. Solomon averaged 9 points a game last year. I'm not really familiar with his game, I ain't gonna lie. But he averaged 9 rebounds a game too. So
Hey, one thing before we wrap up the show, you know what I love about the NBA is that it goes from NBA finals right to the draft and then right to Vegas. Obviously we'll be live after every game. Hopefully we'll have some film breakdowns, some other stuff going on.
yeah.
Appreciate everybody in the chat. Hour 45. Appreciate Sunshine John Deere, Brian Subaru, FanDuel, Theos, of course, Scott Vickner, Injury Law Firm, of course, Coach Rory Poplion. That was a great interview. We'll be back next Sunday night. So in the offseason, one live show on Sunday night. We're actually playing. Who are you, Reese? Y'all. Who's your team, Reese? I'm seeing you playing Jayhawk 8 million. Right? 8 million.
Who's that?
Free agency starts on the 30th, Chuck Nola.
That boy getting 8.
Boy getting 8.
I think he's getting 8.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Shout out to my dog.
That's just a man.
No. It's just 8 million, and Jayhawk getting 8. It's also crazy. But 8 million, dog. Boy, your agent did his big one. For sure.
All right. Smash like button. Appreciate everybody. We'll see y'all later.
Yeah, of course, NIL season is one of our favorite times around the office, but let's just say it's taken the NIL athletes a little time to get adjusted to the law firm environment.
Yeah, we handled that case. Yeah, we got it. It's good. Yeah, I'm listening. I'm too good. Yeah, well, I'm listening.
Hey, watch out, little Scott.
It's David.
Thanks for listening, and don't forget to hit subscribe. Leave a 5-star rating and write a review. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts.